Hi, I'm Anna Olsen here on A1R Radio tonight with my show, Insights into Consciousness. Today, I am going to do mostly readings on my show, and I'm really hoping to identify some of the different extrasensory abilities that I am using today during the readings. So I'm going to switch up the show tonight into different little sections and divisions of callers and what extrasensory ability I will be using. There's a long list of extrasensory abilities and ways or tools to use extrasensory abilities. And today I'm not going to be using any tools whatsoever. So I'm going to just do 2 calls today, which is our max on the show. And with each one, I'm just going to sort of take notes on what extrasensory ability I was using and what came through for me and how I used it. Because I really want to just debunk some of these myths that there are about what I do and people who do what I do. So I'm just going to try to explain some of it and the reason behind why it comes through that way and what it looked like and what the experience was like for me, which can be different for everybody. Everybody has a different way of experiencing these different abilities, and everybody experiences it a little bit differently. So really I wanted to focus tonight on how this works and to identify those senses. I think it can be fun and it can be a good learning experience for others, including just bringing about a little more understanding as to how it works and why. So again, some of the main senses that I use is clairaudience, where I sort of hear a word, or it could be somebody laughing or coughing, if they had a lung condition or something like that when they passed. Clairsense, where you smell. There's claircognizance, where you just know. There's all these different clairs that I'm going to be going over today and going through. So I'm going to be really open to every single type of extrasensory ability possible, all the way into mediumship, which is when a spirit comes through and communicates with me. And then, of course, when a spirit comes through and you're using mediumship abilities, that's when you can really zone in on all the types of different psychic abilities that spirit is using to connect with me. Telepathy, there's different subcategories of even telepathy, which is really, really fun to go into and to describe how it is to experience it. So basically, I'm going to go into the reading, feel, hear, sense, see, describe it, and then just describe what happened for me, how it looked, and how other people can build on those extrasensory abilities. Because I want everybody to know how to do this. It's definitely something that certain people can do a little bit easier. But I want everybody to be able to practice it. So I have, first of all, my first caller is Jennifer from Salem, Oregon.
Hello.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Just fine. So what are we going to be going over tonight?
Oh, I don't really know. Maybe love life, I guess. Career, anything.
Okay, well, the first thing that I got was a J name. Is that somebody that you already know?
A J name?
Yeah, Jim, John, James.
I don't know. I know a lot of people.
Okay, and sometimes this makes sense later. The first thing I saw was a J, as in like Jim or James, John, and it seems like you do kind of have a big group of friends. Are you in school or in college?
No, I work in an institution, the hospital, but it's more like a family setting. So you work really close with your peers. So,
okay. Because do you have a social life where you get together with a group of people?
I don't really hang out with anybody outside of work, so I'm pretty much separate and just with my kids all the time.
Okay, because for some reason I was seeing you.
Sorry.
Okay, so it's mainly work. So I was seeing you in an environment that almost looked like a large group of people, almost like a bunch of kids that were having fun together, almost like a college environment. So does that make sense to you?
Like it, yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. Resonates.
Okay. What was that? So you're saying that, how does it make sense to you?
It makes sense as in my work setting is kind of like that atmosphere.
Okay. So there was basically okay. There's a little bit of a delay in the feed, so I'm just letting you know if I seem like I'm interrupting, it's because there's a little bit of a delay, because I can hear the echo of my voice kind of cutting into your sentence. So I'll give you a nice long pause to let you respond, and then. So your work environment is similar to like maybe a college environment?
Kind of, yes. So I worked in a mental hospital, a state hospital for the mentally ill. And but coworkers, the setting is more like dormitory, college, campusy. So you intermix with your clients and your staff as a whole. So there's no separation. So it's kind of like a college environment.
Okay. Okay. So the message I feel that is coming through with that is that since you're in an environment with a lot of people with this energy of kind of more like a college dorm, your chronological and your emotional age is farther than that. It's higher, more developed than your surroundings on a pretty regular basis. So what I'm seeing is it's important for you to create outside of work, just this environment where you can have people with your own similar lifestyle, your own similar emotional intelligence. I feel like you need to get out of that college dorm vibe, because it's interrupting your personal life a little bit. I think it's because a lot of people, they get involved in their work, and when they start to branch out of work and create, you can even invite people from work, but intermix it with people who have different interests, who do different things, and you can sort of get a little bit of variety. I know you have your kids at home, but you could do this at a maybe like a restaurant or something like that, or somebody else's home, where you guys get together. And with Love Life, I'm sort of getting the energy that you had or have a long-term relationship, but now it's looking different.
So I've actually been single for a long time, technically. But there was somebody that I was sort of involved with for a while, also somebody at work. But that we're kind of not talking, so it didn't leave on bad terms. I don't really know where that's at. Frustrating.
Okay. That's probably the relationship I'm seeing. That's why I said it sort of was long term, but it wasn't. It seems really off and on, or just not very close.
Yeah.
And that's why I think kind of separating yourself from work, because you're around these people so much, and it's got that dorm vibe to it. I feel like you need to get out of that and go into the more like higher intellectually developed or emotionally developed people who are more like you, and just get your own element of people, your own group of people, where you guys are, having conversations, and you guys have interests. You guys go, I don't know if you want to go hiking, or you want to go, yeah, just whatever you want, whatever you like to do. You just grab a bunch of people and you invite them and you go. And I feel like there's a J name guy who you're going to meet, and you guys will hit it off.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we do go hiking a lot, but it's usually just me and the kids. So maybe we'll see.
So yeah, you can incorporate the hiking into, bringing friends and inviting a bunch of people, and, even doing like meetups or something like that online where you can invite, people who are interested in hiking.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Okay. So do you have any questions, or is there anything else?
Yeah, not really pressing. I didn't really know what I was looking for. Curiosity, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. And I think that the reason why you're not super clear on the vision right now is basically because, everything's kind of surrounding work, which is great. It's good you have a good job that you're really involved in, but really, I think you need to kind of break off from that group and go. I mean, you're telling me that it's like a mental institution. I mean, there's not a lot. I mean, you really want to break off from that because it's like you're more intellectually and emotionally developed than that group of people in there. And then in addition, like your coworkers, there's that energy there. It's sort of like it brings back that energy when you're around them again. And if that's all your life, then that's really all you have. And that's the only element. It's sort of not working. So just bringing in that new element of like different people with different interests to kind of give you a break from that element of the mental health facility and all of the, those are people purging some really negative and, traumatic things that they're working through. It's a lot of emotional energy. And I would really even recommend doing some shielding and some visualization of like protection and shielding before you go to work, so that you can really guard yourself from that.
A lot of meditation and stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just visualizing a shield so that you don't, have, you're not taking on a lot of that energy or bringing it home with you. That your personal life is separate from that. Okay.
I might actually talk to you about this a while ago. Yeah, so that actually, thank you.
You're welcome, and good luck with everything. I'd love to actually hear about John or Jim or whoever it is, James, when he comes into your life.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'll let you know.
That'd be great. I'd love to hear it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for calling.
You too. Bye.
Bye. So next I have Vilania from Salem, Oregon on the line.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Finding you.
And you're from California, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. South El Monte?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so for some reason I got Oregon, but you're in South El Monte in California?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. So what can I help you with tonight, or what can we go over with or focus on tonight?
Well, I am actually currently single, and I would like to have a reading on my current situation, or, well, a particular person, I should say.
Okay, and so you want a reading done on this particular person, and is this a male that you've been seeing?
Yeah, it's my daughter's father.
Right, okay, because I feel a heavy energy with him, like he has a very strong personality.
Yes, very.
It's a real heavy energy. And is he currently living with you guys? Or are you separated, or?
Yes, we separated.
Okay, because I'm getting the separated energy, and This is kind of a difficult one. This is one of the situations where I feel like you do have your work cut out for you with the him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing. I feel like what brought you guys together is your ability to really familiarize yourself with his personality and his masculinity, because I feel like he's super masculine.
Right.
And the other part of that is that it can be difficult for you as somebody who's independent as you are, and how much like strong-willed energy you have to live in the same like surroundings as him, because you both are so strong-willed.
Yes, we are.
And so this is the thing. I just feel like, he's sort of, I don't even know if it's like really tantrums with him. It's more like an energy of he just will dig his feet in and you can't move him.
Right.
So what is the main, I think that there's so much going on with the energy around him that but he is pretty simple. So I'm wondering what your main question is about him, or what is the main topic you want to focus on out of all of them?
Will he come back around, or be friends, or, does he love me?
He does. I know that he loves you. His personality is one of those bad boy personalities.
Right. Exactly.
And I just feel like he's going to be in and out. If you want to wait for that and really settle for that, and that's okay with you, so that you have your own space and he's sort of on again, off again, that would be the style of this relationship. I do not feel like right now in his season of life that he is extremely healthy, per se. He would have to make some really big changes if you wanted him to be really, really healthy for you. It's almost like, he could be in your element and in your living situation against your will, and he won't leave. And I think that would be worse.
Right. Right.
I think it's actually good that he created some distance there.
Right. Sometimes distance might make things better. But,
yeah, I think that he's... Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he is just like, I kind of see him as a nomad. Like he's not going to settle anywhere for too long, but yet he digs his feet in with his lifestyle. He just really is who he is, and he's very independent. And this is the thing. I know you have this connection with him, and you don't feel it with other people. But
right.
He's not the type that's going to run off to the altar and stay with you and go, put up a picket fence.
Right. Right.
And that's kind of how it works and doesn't work at the same time. So I think the best that you could do is really just determine for yourself. And you have one daughter with him?
Yes.
Okay, so just determine for yourself and your daughter what's best for you, and kind of count him out of the picture right now, so that you can be really independent, just in case he decides to sort of take off again. I don't see his energy as being extremely conducive to a healthy environment. So I would it's just, I have to tell you the truth and just be really honest, that I feel like you guys are kind of better off with him where he is, because it's even worse if you have a personality that strong in your house and you have to figure out how to get away from it.
Right. Right.
So I would count that blessing. And then I really feel like he could be there for your daughter if you were to really work with him. And this is the thing, like, you can't ever raise your voice at this guy. It's really weird.
I never have. Dan, you are so, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, you don't ever want to do that. And it's just, you know, he really just needs to kind of be on the outside. And if you can get him to just visit your daughter and go have some outings, I think that's the best he's going to be able to do.
Right. Okay. I have one more question. I'm supposed to be moving. Like, do you know, like, any hint or any guess?
Moving. Where were you thinking about moving to?
Just not really far. Just moving into like the next city or whatever.
You know, I really feel like it would be better for you right now to go wherever's cheapest and save your money.
Right.
And just to look at the cheaper place.
Okay.
Whether that's where you are now or moving. Because I really feel like it's important for you to save your money right now.
Right. No, I'm just in I'm in a program, so they kind of help you move. I was just wondering, like, if you like knew the month or no, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so the time frame.
Yeah.
You know, I would get January. January is next year, so it's almost a full year.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that would be the best time. I feel like you could move before then, but January next year. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck with everything. Thanks for calling in. You're welcome.
You too.
Hey, good night. Okay, so to go over the different types of extrasensory abilities that I just used with our first caller, Jennifer, she wanted to know about love, and first thing I saw was a J in my mind's eye. So that was, at first I saw the word gym, but sometimes, you know, that's an introduction to the J syllable. And it's just basically telling you that it's a J name. So sometimes, you know, the person's name will be James and they'll call him Jim. You know, funny things like that kind of happen sometimes. And she was first thing that I saw in my mind's eye again about her environment was a college dorm and partying, basically. It looked like partying to me, a party environment. And so she confirmed that the place where she works, where she's spending most of her time, is in a mental institution where it really is kind of like that, which doesn't surprise me. And that, so those were things that I saw in my mind's eye. And that's how I get a lot of my messages. I also heard, you know, a lot of noise, so that's clairaudience, where I could kind of hear the noise of other people. It was a very loud environment, a little bit stressful. And I think the support of her coworkers was what really helped her to deal with that stressful environment, if you can imagine a mental institution. And that really is like sometimes babysitting people until they're feeling better. That's like having some pretty crazy kids in one spot that you have to watch very closely. So then the next caller, the interesting thing with her daughter's father that I felt was this real heavy, strong, and I have to say it was a very dense, dark energy. That's why I thought, you know, sometimes as much as I'm a big believer in a father being in a child's life, it's good to also limit that. So that's where that came up, because I could feel in my heart chakra, I could feel the energy of this man. Not that he is, you know, a bad person per se. That's just his energy. That's where he is right now. People can improve and change and change the frequency, but I don't see that really happening because in the near future, because this is part of his personality, a bad boy personality. These are people who can be sometimes diagnosed with personality disorders, depression, or just a very strong oppositional, defiant personality. So I thought it was good that he's kind of out of her space so that she can have more of her independence with her daughter and just do like a visitation setup if the father chose that. So that was more of a feeling where I was feeling his energy. So I'm out of time, but thank you so much for watching. You can reach me at my website, AnnaOlsen.intuitive.com, ANNAOLSEN, intuitive.com. And you can reach me here again at 6:30 next week on Thursday, Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And you can listen to us now on Spotify at A1R Radio, Psychic Radio. And I'm under Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olsen. Thank you so much for watching tonight and listening, and I will talk to you next week.